I wonder where the others are this morning. The coffee's almost gone.
And the crullers are already gone.
You have two in your purse, Gladys.
What crullers? Oh, those.
Don't worry, Maisie. She always sneaks a few at home for her dog.
I didn't know she had a dog, Lavinia.
Well, it's not so much a dog as an imaginary companion.
Oh, like my friend Willis. He's always hungry. I think I'm going to start taking some home every day, too.
Well, I like dogs. Now that I'm doing dog walking in the morning for people in my building, I guess I better like them. Well, not very many of them, actually. Except for Princess on the third floor. She's such a nice cockapoo. Or is it a labradoodle? Oh, here comes Eddie.
Looks like something's up with him.
Oh, Lavinia, Maisie, Gladys, I have big news. Where are Fern and Minnie? I want them to hear this too.
Oh, I'm sure they'll be here soon. Have a cruller. Oh, they're all gone.
No, that's all right.
There's some in Gladys's purse.
So, give us a hint about your big news.
Well, you all know that I haven't been dating since Patricia went away.
Now, Edward, Patricia didn't go away. She dumped you, and it was 15 years ago.
For a cello player.
And it was on your birthday.
And you haven't had a date since.
I always thought the cello brings out the soul in a person.
Oh, Gladys, where do you get such nonsense?
From Facebook, of course.
Well, I started fooling around with this online dating service for seniors. It's called Once Upon a Time.
I just don't understand that. I prefer to date in person.
Oh, Maisie, stifle.
So sorry we're late. I'm famished.
Me too. Any crullers left?
Look in Gladys's purse.
Oh. Hey, Eddie, what's happening?
I've got a date.
Oh.
Eddie's got a date.
From the internet.
Oh no! A blind date from the internet?
Oh, poor woman. I didn't know that. But if she's blind, how does she use the internet?
I've had plenty of blind dates. I think they would have gone a little better if I'd been blind.
When are you meeting this woman?
Today, we're having lunch at noon.
Oh, today at noon.
Today at noon. Well, young man, you're not nearly as ready for this as you think. Just look at yourself. When was the last time you got a real haircut? We're your friends, so we never say anything about that bowl thing you seem to do over your ears.
I could do it for you. I have the shears I use for dog grooming out in the car. You know, I used to cut my husband's hair. Did it for over 35 years.
Oh, there's no time for a haircut now. And I did spiff up a bit before I came. You know, I think she'll like what she sees.
Well, it's good to be an optimist. Have you thought about where you're going?
Yeah, we're planning to go to the Chinese buffet over at the mall. It's all you can eat for $4.50, and I could pay for both of us.
Oh no! What if she's allergic to MSG? And Edward, remember, eat all of your vegetables before you get your dessert.
That's about all they serve are veggies. And you'll be there all afternoon before you even get to dessert.
All afternoon.
Oh, I tend to bloat and belch in that type of place. Hey, Denny's would be a safer bet.
Now remember, if you have to go to the men's room, be sure to check that there's nothing sticking to the bottom of your shoe when you come out. That would be tacky. And, you know, you sometimes forget your zipper.
Of course, we're all used to it. But first impressions do count, dear.
My dear sweet husband, bless his departed soul, always relied on a little bit of code. XYZ, examine your zipper. A nice little reminder.
Or we could always remind you when you come in here.
Yeah, I could make a Post-it. You could put it in your pocket while you're on your date to remember.
I don't think it's his pocket is where he needs to put it.
Oh, stop it, you two. That's just uncouth.
I wonder what a couth is anyway.
Have you thought about what you plan to eat?
Well, I hadn't given it much thought. Why?
Remember cabbage, cauliflower, rutabaga. You know you love those things, but you know what they do to you too.
Those of us who have lunch with you every week know.
And if you're not going to take Minnie's advice, I suggest we pass on going out to lunch with you tomorrow.
I hope you didn't mean that as it sounded.
Pass. She said pass. We all know what that means.
Oh, my. Oh, now, Edward, have you thought this through? You know, you can be such a charming young man, but sometimes you do say things that people misconstrue.
Well, what do you mean by that, Fern?
I'll tell you what she means. Remember when you asked Maisie if she wanted to see your dongle? She had no idea that it was a laptop computer device, and she was mortified. In fact, we all were.
I thought it was dear of Eddie to want to share his dongle.
Isn't that why his ex-wife left him?
No, it was for the cello player.
And on his birthday. And I still want to see his dongle.
Oh, hush, Maisie. I'm sure you'll get to see a dongle, particularly if you marry that computer technician you're sweet on.
Yes, and remember that time you went to the dentist and then you had some difficulty masticating.
Oh, really?
So, do you think it's okay if I mention my ex while I'm on this date?
Under the circumstances, Edward, I would say it's not a good idea.
And not about the cello player either.
Or that it was on your birthday.
But you liked your last wife, so if you describe her in detail, she'll know exactly what kind of woman you like.
Probably you should avoid talking at all. That way you can't get into any trouble.
Like you usually do.
So, what other advice do you have?
Just remember, you just breathe through your eyes.
And be yourself.
Well, he has to be himself. Everybody else is taken.
Anyway, she's going to pick me up here at the senior center in just a few minutes.
Here?
Today?
In a few minutes?
Oh, we're not ready for this woman.
Oh, my.
Oh, this will be easy for you, Ed. Just imagine how to touch the sky and think of the past.
You know, whenever I think of the past, so many memories come back.
What's her name?
Patsy.
Oh, that's the name of your ex-wife.
No. Patricia was my ex-wife's name. Nobody uses their real name on these dating sites anyway. It's just a coincidence.
Well, what name did you use?
Studley.
What?
Yeah, I just sort of came up with it.
Well, we all know what that means.
Oh, my.
That's the same name as the Chihuahua I walked from the 4th floor. I never understood that.
It's called irony, dear. Probably the same fantasy, though.
Studley. Sounds like snow tires to me.
So, Edward, are you hoping that this turns into something more?
Yes, actually, I am hoping for a bit of romance.
Men always want women to be their first romance, but women like a man to be their last one.
I don't need romance. I have a goldfish.
Now, Edward, don't try too hard. She'll be far more impressed if she just stumbles onto your good qualities without your help.
And if she turns out to be the way she isn't, you'll be perfect for each other.
And never answer embarrassing questions. Just cough or gag, and then quickly change the subject. It works every time.
How is your sex life with your ex?
Well, she used to say that even the neighbors had a cigarette afterwards. Didn't really quite understand what she meant by that, but when she did leave me for that cello player, she said that he was a chain smoker.
Oh my.
So have you seen her picture?
No, this website doesn't allow pictures. I suppose she'll be average enough, though.
Well, most of the people I know are average.
Well, how will you know her when she comes in?
She's going to be carrying a book of poetry.
Just remember, Ed, some poems don't rhyme.
If this should develop into something more, how can you be sure she'll be a good housekeeper?
I'm a very good housekeeper. Every time I get a divorce, I keep the house.
Don't look now, but there's a woman carrying a book, and on the cover's a picture of Emily Dickinson.
She's coming in here.
You're not going to believe this, but Patsy is Patricia.
Patricia? Is that you?